Welcome to KVCET DME channel. Today we are going to see about membrane transport. Cellular transport refers to the movement of a compound across the outer wall of the membrane of the cell. The transport is critical in two respects. The first one is transport allows a cell to take in and release compound in accordance with its biological function. Second one is it allows cells to regulate characteristics of the transport. This is the schematic diagram of a plasma membrane. The cell membrane is primarily composed of a bilayer of various types of lipids and proteins. The two general characteristics of a molecule that will prevent it from passing through the membrane are size and polarity. Large molecule will not pass due to their size, and the polar molecule will not pass both because they have high affinity for the extracellular water molecules in which they are dissolved, and because they cannot easily pass through the non-polar membrane. This is the magnification view of the plasma membrane and also vibration of the phospholipid molecule. Due to random vibration occurring in the membrane, small polar molecules such as water can pass through. Larger polar molecules such as sugar can also pass through, but much less easily. Now we are going to see about diffusion. What is the diffusion? Diffusion is nothing but a net movement of a molecule across from the region of higher concentration to the region of lower concentration. For medium-sized, relatively non-polar solute that can pass through the membrane, the above model illustrates the net flow of molecules. The water molecule can also pass through the membrane. It understands the flow of osmosis of water across a membrane. The diagram is stating with the two balloons filled with sugar solution and separated by a sugar impermeable membrane. The net flow of water molecule will occur from region of low sugar concentration to the region of high sugar concentration. The osmosis is thus to produce more equal solute concentration. A cell contains many solutes, such as maybe a sugar and a protein. Therefore, a cell will swell in a similar manner when placed in distilled water, and its membrane will eventually rupture. Now, the concentration of sugar molecule in equal, but balloon 1 shows greater volume and balloon 2 is a lesser value. The next one is passive transport. Passive transport is nothing but to transport of molecule, uh, not to use the energy. It's called as passive transport. The passive transport may classify. One of the method is called as the facilitated passive transport. The facilitated passive transport is nothing but using membrane protein transport of a molecule across the membrane. The process includes three stages. One is called as the binding, second one is called as the conformation changes of protein, third one is called as the release of the molecules. The first one is glucose permease is an example of a passive transport. The first stage is called as the binding to the transporters. And the second one is a conformation change of the transporter protein. And the third one is called as the release of the protein. So on previous one, we see that diffusion, they are separated by non-permeable membrane. So this diagram is separated by lipid bilayer. On previous transport of the molecule, the balloon one is higher concentration of sugar. Due to phospholipid bilayer, the molecule are permitted, that is sugar molecule are permitted to across the cell membrane. Now the two balloon are equal concentration by the equilibrium. And the next one is called as the active transport. Active transport is nothing but a movement of molecule utilize the ATP. For an example of an active transport that play a very interesting physiological role is sodium potassium using ATPase pump. In contrast to passive transport, active transporter can move solute from areas of lower concentration to area of higher concentration, but must consume ATP to achieve this result. The sodium potassium ATPase pump is present in essentially all cells and is found in particularly high concentration in the membrane of nerve cells. Because the pump transport 3 sodium molecules from the cell while bringing in only 2 potassium molecules. It generates a difference in electrical potential across the membrane. Therefore, the exterior of the cell becomes positively charged relative to the interior of the cell, and the positive charge would move across the membrane if given the chance. In fact, because sodium ions and potassium ions are so small, they do pass through the membrane, so the pump must act continually to maintain the potential difference. Though the active transport of ion, sodium potassium ATPase pump maintain an ionic concentration difference, that is electrical potential across the membrane. This resting potential allows the propagation of electrical impulse along nerve cells and across synaptic cleft between the nerve cells. An electrical impulse causes voltage gated ion channel to open, enabling sodium and potassium ion to flow across the membrane. This result in a localized reversible of the membrane electric potential to which neighboring ion channel respond and open, causing the electrical potential to spread. Because sodium potassium ATPase pump restore the resting potential after a short lag. The impulse travels toward the synapses like a wave. An electrical signal arrives at a synapse. The signal is transmitted via the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. After a lag, the resting potential is restored by the sodium potassium ATPase pump. Now you can see magnification of the synaptic cleft. When the signal reaches the synapses, the release of acetylcholine from vesicle is triggered. Acetylcholine diffuse across the synapses and trigger sodium channel to open. It causing transfer of impulse to the postsynaptic neuron. The action of this sodium channel is modulated by an external module, that is the acetylcholine. This is the example of cell-to-cell communication. Now, acetylcholine bind acetylcholine receptors, causing them to allow rapid passage of sodium and potassium across the membrane. The sodium ions change the action potential in the postsynaptic nerve and allow the impulse to continue traveling. This is the overview of transmit of signal in the nerve. Thank you.